Hi guys. How is everybody? Hi Rob. How are you? And Ralph, Webb's Web, if you're watching, I did get your email. If you want to go ahead and put my Etsy link in your thing, that's fine. I will send you an email about it. I just haven't had time. I went to bed last night at 9 with Hunter. I woke up at almost 2 and I didn't go back to bed till about 2 o'clock this afternoon. And I woke up, it was about 5:15ish because Hunter let the dogs in and they jumped all over me and woke me up. But I had been working on taxes. So, hi, Des. How are you? Oh, I love your new emblem, your flower peace sign thingy. That's cool. I love that. That is awesome. Rob, I was just thinking about you earlier today, because yesterday Jeff had mentioned that he had seen you in another channel that he watches. And so, yeah, I was thinking about that and wondering how you were doing. Squirrel, how are you doing, darling? Haven't seen you for a while. Squirrel, is it cold where you are? Are you able to do your magnet fishing wherever you are right now? Hi, Rick. How are you doing, love bug? Um, so, um, I don't know if I mentioned last Sunday or not. Days just seem to run together anymore, I tell you. But I had an MRI. Hi, Peter. I had an MRI scheduled for January 7th, which would have been today. But okay, I got a letter. Well, actually, I got a call from the doctor's office stating that insurance wouldn't approve it, so they had to cancel it. Okay. And then one hospital called and said that they had to do a peer-to-peer thing with the insurance company. And so they got it rescheduled for January 11th. But that same day, I got a letter from the insurance company stating, and this is the most stupidest thing I think I have ever read, but it stated on there that your doctor gave us the details that you have a spot on your liver, and the details that the doctor included in his report, uh, somewhere along the line, it said something about we deemed that it wasn't medically necessary. What? Spot on liver, MRI, not medically necessary. What? Anyway, that was just, I mean, the absolute most stupidest thing I think I have ever read. It was insane. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what the temp outside is right now. I just know it was cold. Last night it was spitting sleet, but I mean, and then we did get a little bit of snow. I called them and I was I kind of feel sorry for the poor girl I talked to, because when she said, hello, blah blah blah, this is so and so with such and such, and I was like, I just got a quick question for you. Would it be cheaper for your company if I just died? And she's like, ma'am, and I was like, you all have it in my records on your side that I have a spot on my liver, but you're denying the MRI needed to see if this spot is growing. And she's like, they already had my info and knew who it was because, you have to do all that computerized bull crap whenever, you call the place, please enter your birthday, blah, 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 blah. So they already knew it was me. And so she said something about, I will put you on hold and I will find out, what is going on. And I'm like, okay. So she puts me on hold and she comes back a little bit later and she's like, well, your doctor didn't include all the necessary forms to show that it was medically necessary. I'm like, okay. I was like, but apparently he included some forms that told you guys that I have a spot on my liver because the letter that she sent stated that. And so, in a way, I get off the phone with her and I call Jamie at the doctor or Jesse at the doctor's office. And I'm like, Jesse, I was like, this is what the insurance company is saying. And she's like, okay, so we'll figure this out. And so I guess she figured it all out. And then Boone Hospital called, and that's when they said that, okay, we done a peer-to-peer thing with the insurance company, which I don't even know what that is. But we have it rescheduled for January 11th. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take it. Peter, that is insane. That is just totally insane. We need these tests to find out, what's going on with our bodies. If I hadn't have had that little bitty small tiny kidney stone months ago, they wouldn't have found the spot on my liver. Even though I had been having the same liver pain for over a year because I had originally went to um MRM. Hi Ace. Awesome. I had originally went to MRMC in like February of last year, and they done tests on me, and they're like, "Oh, well, we don't see anything wrong with you." And then it was like 6, 7 months later, I start having, that kidney stone pain, and so Jeff takes me up to Boone Hospital, totally different hospital, takes me to Boone Hospital, and when they done their tests, their imaging, and they found that little kidney stone, but then the doctor is also like, well, we also found this spot on your liver. And so I'm sitting there wondering, okay, did MRMC miss the spot on my liver? Or was it just so small that it didn't show up on their imaging, but it was somehow my body knew something wasn't right. I don't know. I mean, this whole thing just like, hi, Steve. How you doing, darling? But so yeah, I mean, I the heck is on my shirt? Buzzball. Um, so yeah, I've been doing tax crap. Everything below the purple baggy zippy thing is entered. Everything in and above the purple baggy thing and on this side is not entered. So, and then I found two companies that sent me packaging receipts, but there's no prices. And so I've got to contact them, get prices. I've got to go through, oh my gosh, it's insane. I've got to go through Venmo and Cash App, every place that I accept money at these vendor shows, and I've got to get all of that in the program thingy. And then I've got to go through Amazon and find out everything that I bought with a credit card. That's bad. That's so bad. I know it's bad. Having a credit card sucks, especially now. I mean, times are just getting harder and harder. I mean, it's insane. I sit there and one thing I noticed was, okay, January like 19th, I had bought some propolis, not this January, but last year, January. I had bought some propolis from a guy for like $12. And then I had bought more propolis from him January 31st. So like a week and a half later. And his price had gone up to 13 some dollars. I didn't know that at the time though. I didn't recognize it. But sitting here entering the prices of everything, I'm recognizing it and I'm seeing it. And I'm like, okay. And just so you know, my hair's still wet. I washed it before I came here or before the live, so my hair's still a little wet. So um I use my own shampoo and conditioner bar. So but it was actually some leftover pieces that I had made into like a little sample thingamabobber just for me to use. And so yeah, that's but I keep it in I keep it in a little bitty sealed container. And the shampoo bar, I mean, it has gotten down to like that big of a piece. And so now it's just kind of all mushy. And so I just kind of have to scoop just a little bit out on my fingers or rub it on my hands, put it in, rinse it out a little bit more, rub it on my hands, lather it all up. But I've been wondering about doing a live hair washing with a shampoo bar, doing it live because so many people out there don't know how to properly use the shampoo bars. I mean, I've tried it, different ways just out of curiosity and to know what not to do. You can take the shampoo bar and you can rub it all over your head. Yeah, that's okay. But the thing is they're not hard enough really to do that. You'll end up with chunks of the shampoo bar in your head by doing that because your hair is kind of rough, for something like that. Your hair, it kind of will pull on pieces of the shampoo bar. And so you wind up washing your hair and you're like, oh, what's all this chunky stuff? And then, it's pieces of the shampoo bar. The trick with the shampoo bar is with your hands wet, you just rub it like you would like a bar of soap, put it in your hair, rinse that out because it won't lather up real well the first time. It's kind of like priming. Okay. And then you take the shampoo bar again, rub it between your hands, rub it through your hair, and your hair just, I mean, just starts just lathering up, just like it's amazing. It's just, I love it. And I love the smell of that Mayday Shine stuff that I use that I think I got from Brambleberry. Yeah, Brambleberry. I like Brambleberry scents. They're really good. But let's see what else. Yeah, let's see. I also did more business cards last night, so now I've got those. Um, let's see. Jeff has been working on various printings this week. He done a little glow in the dark robot for Hunter, because Hunter has gotten into these things that wiggle and move. I Axolotls is what he calls them. I don't know if that's what they really are or not. That's what he calls them is axolotls. And so that's what he's gotten into. And so Jeff is, during his downtime or in between prints, he'll print Hunter and Axolotl. And so one of the latest was some type of an axolotl robot thingy. It's so weird how this thing works. And then one of the things Santa brought Hunter was a 3D pen because Hunter has been really interested in the 3D printing that Daddy's been doing. He's constantly going down there and seeing what Daddy's printing next, digging broken things that didn't print right out of the trash and, out of Jeff's little trash bin that he has down there and, wanting to keep them. And I swear the boy is going to be a hoarder because he can't throw anything away. Last night, I threw two Dr. Pepper boxes away. He comes upstairs and he has them on his legs. I don't know if he was using them as robot legs or what, but yeah, he had them on his legs. That's what I'm telling you. We should have the boy his own channel because he would have a million followers just with the stupid crap he does. I mean, the cute, stupid crap, but it's just, oh my gosh, he's something else. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just, oh, sorry. It's just still, I don't know if I'm still trying to wake up or what, but one of the other things that I did was I made a sheet that lists all the products that we sell. And so after a vendor show, I just print off that sheet and then I can write down the numbers of what's left. That way I can come over here, go to Etsy and, enter it all in there. I know, Ace. I mean, he is so inventive and so imaginative. I mean, his autism is just, I mean, it's almost a gift, because he is so smart. I mean, a 6-year-old with an IQ of 136, and he's only going to get smarter as he grows. And so, I mean, it's amazing. He's constantly coming up here with Lego things that he's built. And luckily, we get Lego things that help the Legos move. I don't know how to say it in Lego terms, what they're called, but they're little things and they clip onto the Legos but it's a Lego with a clip. And so it makes things move. And so he can make these movable robots and stuff out of his Legos, and he does. And it is just amazing. I mean, he is so smart and so intelligent, and it's just something else. I mean, um, a couple of my friends that you met last Sunday off of that game that I play, they absolutely love him, you know, because I sit there and I voice chat with them and stuff when I'm playing the game, and you know, he'll come up and be talking about this robot thing that he made, and it's just, yeah, I'm surprised you remembered that, Rick. Nobody does that anymore. But yeah, if you guys type in WW, which of course stands for Willow Way, but if you type in WW, it will bring up your channel link, and then other people can click that and subscribe to your channel. So make sure to type in WW. That way, everybody can connect with each other because that's a really part of why we all do this is, to connect with people. I mean, I have connected with so many people via YouTube, and I mean, they're family. It's just Josh and Rick, Rob, Ashley, I mean, so many people. Rebecca and her brother Ronald, I mean, just everybody, you know, it's amazing how close we all get, and all you're doing is seeing me talk via like this. Whereas, Josh, I've had him up on screen before. I've met him in real. The same with Rob. I've met Rob in real. I've talked to him on the phone several times. I have yet to meet Rick, but I've talked to Rick on the phone several times. I've watched his videos. It's just you get to know us, and so that's part of doing these YouTube things is I don't want to say that's necessarily part of it, I guess. But it is. You don't start out doing YouTube videos to get close to people. You start doing YouTube videos to, you know, teach people and to show people, the things that you're doing in the hopes that, maybe something that you're doing somebody will like and they'll start doing, to help them. But it's just the more you do these YouTube videos and, the same people start coming into your chat over and over again. Exactly. And you get to know them. And then you go to these get-togethers and you get to meet them and you get to hug them and talk to them and hear their voices, I mean, because yeah, the videos are great and the lives are great, but to actually be face to face, I mean, it's awesome. Yeah, the people are amazing, you know, um, really, they really are. But oh my gosh. Waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning and then laying back down, oh, it's gonna throw my sleep schedule off. It really is. But so yeah, that's the one of the things I got finished during the night was the sheet that I can easily do the back and forth between the vendor shows and the Etsy. And then, I'm sorry, babe. I'm so sorry. I know. You said it's contagious. Yeah, good, good. Oh my gosh. Again, I'm sorry. I know it's contagious. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You just said that's contagious. My mind thought yawn and I yawned. It's just how it works. Um, the other I know. I keep yawning and my eyes are watering. Um, the other thing I have started is I'm doing a full list of all of the herbs that I have, plus a basket there is full of herbs. And then a basket up there is full of herbs, and those are herbs that I don't have room for on the shelf. And so sometimes I'm like, well, I don't know if I've got that one or not, and so I have to pull the baskets down and I'm having to go through them, and I'm like, man, I don't. And so then I've got to order it. Or, oh yeah, I do. And, I can use it. But this way, all I have to do is I've got this list, I can do a search, and find if I've got it without having to yank the basket down. It's just a file on my computer. Yeah, Ace, you are 100% correct. There is a big difference between how I parent Hunter compared to how I parented the first three, and then a difference between how I parented Trenton, who is in between the first three, and Hunter. And so, yeah, as I got older, and the kids, yeah, there's a big difference between how I parented all of them.
I'm just glad that we don't get locked in the basement anymore. Oof, I used to be hectic.
I hate you. This is my oldest, by the way. For those of you that don't know, this is Dakota. He's never been locked in the basement, at least not at my house.
What did you call it?
Dakota Lee.
I'm just kidding. She's a great mama. One of
He's
the
a
best.
he's a good son. He can just be a pain in the butt at times, like walking in here and talking about being locked in the basement.
I mean, in reality, like what son, isn't a pain in the butt to their moms at some point?
But yeah.
I mean, what's up, guys? So lock in the basement.
He's full of it. I promise you, he's never been locked in the basement. At least not while he was with me. But yeah, he is comical. I mean, he is for lives and performing, he is very upbeat and, comical and funny and, good sense of humor. You know, um, that's the show he puts on in front of people. He's something else. It's the behind closed doors part that no one sees, the he games a lot. Um, Baldur's Gate, I think, is his new game. And so he does spend a lot of time in his room. But yeah, that's the oldest one that I've given birth to. I do have older that I haven't given birth to, but you all know that story. So, but yeah, he's the oldest that I actually gave birth to. And so, but yeah, that kid, I call him a kid because he's my kid and he'll always be a kid. But yeah, he's something else. And I have a feeling his son is probably going to be real close to almost exactly like him because Jaden likes to joke around and, pick on his dad and stuff like that. And so I think Jaden's going to be, like that too, as far as um, that that personality, that outgoing people personality that Dakota has. And so, but Caitlin, she's like that too. You guys, I've had a live with Caitlin, and she's like that too. She's got that people personality, outgoing, stuff like that. Heather, she is, I guess, Heather's not as much as the outgoing people person that Dakota and Caitlin are. And then you guys have met Trenton too. He's the one that's in the Marines down in North Carolina. And he's very, I don't even know how to describe him. He likes to please people, but then he likes to brag. So yeah, I don't even know. But I love them. I love them all. They're all so different, in their personalities and how they act. And, even the ones that I didn't give birth to, they're so different. You got Megan, whereas Megan's always been the quiet one. I mean, you know, kind of shy-ish. And hi, Annette. Good morning, darling. Send some of that warmth over here, please. Just package it up and just mail it to me. That way I can feel warm because it's freaking cold outside. It is freezing here. Ugh, sorry. I know. Bad Wendy, bad Wendy. Don't yawn. Uh-oh. Ugh. Nope. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Clifford, move out of his way. He's trying to hide under my desk. Yeah. So, uh, found out Teddy is extremely protective, um, even of the dogs in our family. Uh, Tanner was on the couch in Hunter's spot a couple of days ago, and Jeff grabbed Tanner's collar and just was pulling him off the couch. Well, Tanner in his cranky old age and, the not feeling good most of the time and everything, he bit Jeff. Teddy seen Tanner bite Jeff, and Teddy flew into Tanner, and he's never done that before. And so, I mean, that was just like, holy cow. I mean, and Jeff kept trying to get Teddy away from him, and, he would for about 2 seconds. And then Teddy would fly back into Tanner. And so, yeah, that was like, holy cow, but Teddy seen him get bit, and he's like, "Mm-mm, you don't bite my daddy. I don't care who you are." And so, yeah, that was very shocking. Hi, Alfonso. How are you? Happy New Year. Well, it would be like it's like 34 degrees Fahrenheit here. So it's like cold. Hi, Gary. How are you tonight, hon? How's Cindy? Give her a big hug for me. I miss you guys. And see, those people there, we were talking about connections earlier. Gary and Cindy, they are amazing people. Cindy is a sweetheart. Just like, Dale and Nana, they are also awesome people. Um, I can't even, describe it. It's just, you meet them and you hug them and it just comfortable. It really is. It's like you've known them forever, and I learned so much from Gary in, his uh the one show of his that I was able to attend at the North Central Homesteaders Convention, and then, Cindy in her class is just her soap making class. That was just awesome. And then her cheese making class at the end, it didn't turn out like she wanted it to, but oh my God, it was so good. And then Jan with her sauerkraut stuff that she made, um, I went over and I bought a burger from the guy that we had there for the food truck. I bought a burger off of him and I loaded my burger up with some of that kraut stuff that Jan made. OMG. Oh man, that was so good. Oh, I would love to. It's just weather right now and you know farm, and luckily we still have Dakota here, so if we need to get away, we can. And it's just there's just certain things that he can't do or doesn't know how to do. Yeah, we could show him, how to feed and water the chickens and collect eggs, but I don't know if he knows how to drive the tractor. And if he does know how to drive the tractor, he would not know how to set a bale out. And so that would be kind of a downfall. But well, we will be having another conference this year. I will be getting a hold of Rose soon and getting, trying to get a hold of everybody to get things done. It's just right now, as I said, I woke up at 1 a.m. this morning and started in on taxes. And it's just with the Etsy store, I have to include all that. And so everything I've bought for product making and everything I've sold, I've got to list it all. And it's a lot of paperwork, a lot of paperwork. You know, um, like all the stuff that we uh, receipts from, gas going to the vendor markets, food that we bought at the vendor markets, um, business card stuff, stuff from Amazon, stuff from Lowe's when we were redoing the room, adding the shelves for the products and all of that, I mean, wow. Oh, Gary, I would definitely do that. Definitely do that. I mean, mm, the more word we get out there about it, the bigger it'll be, and that's what I want is I want it to be huge. I want it to where we have people that come from, more states than, just the small surrounding states. I want them to be able to flock in and learn and, I want, to be able to have people that, more people to teach more classes and more different things, because I mean, Cindy's classes were absolutely amazing, but I felt horrible that there was so much on her shoulders, and I mean, she probably had fun, but it's just, I know it was also probably stressful for her having to gather up so much stuff for so many different classes. And so yeah, I felt horrible that it just seemed like there was just so much on Cindy's shoulders, and so, but yeah, Cindy and Gary are definitely people you guys can learn from. So, I highly recommend if you have not checked out Cindy and Gary, please do so because I mean they can teach you anything. Even if you think you know everything, I guarantee you don't. And I guarantee they can teach you something because they taught me. And I mean, I know I don't know everything. When it comes to homesteading, you learn every day. It's like there's something new, so he's going back downstairs to get his 3D printer pen. But yeah, it was bought for Hunter, but Jeff's actually used it a couple of times to, strengthen up certain areas of a couple of the products that he's made or items. I don't want to say products because he's not selling those things yet. But oh, and speaking of, I got some wax melts and candles added to the Etsy store today. And then, see, last week or maybe earlier this week, I can't remember when, I did get the Royal Pain When the Going Gets Tough and the Comfrey added. And then I noticed that my lungwort was done. And so I got my lungwort um, bottled up. And if you remember, the lungwort is what I used as my when I done my class in October at the North Central Homesteaders Convention, the lungwort tincture is what I made. I normally let everything go for 8 weeks, but I with holidays and everything, I just lost track of time. And so this one actually went for about 3 months, which there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all with that. And so um but I did get the lungwort bottled up. I've got to get the about sheet made for it. So that's why I have not got it posted on the Etsy store. As soon as I get that about sheet posted or about sheet made, then I'll be able to get the lungwort added to the Etsy store also. Um, let's see what else. Lungwort tincture, business cards, taxes, the 2 sheets that I've made. Um, it's freaking cold, and we're supposed to be getting a blizzard, which I don't know if they're technically calling it a blizzard, but we're supposed to be getting a lot of snow starting around 6 p.m. tomorrow night. So Hunter will more than likely have school. and that's when you want to kick him in the butt. I know you guys do, and I appreciate it so much. You have no idea. You know, I appreciate the classes that you teach, but most of all, I appreciate just being able to see you guys and spend some time with you. You know, that was that's my favorite part, is spending time with you guys. It's awesome. Oh, thank you, Rob. I love you guys. Hi, Rebecca. Yeah, we've had a couple of snows here, Squirrel, but none of them to make, you know, uh, much of a difference. I mean, there was one day we had like half an inch, and so it was just enough just to kind of whiten up a little bit here and there, and then it was literally gone the next day. And then that next day, that evening, it snowed again, and we ended up getting like 2 1/4. But then again, it was like that next day, it heated up a little bit and it all melted. And so, yeah, I don't call this winter, I call it mud season because you let the dogs out and they come back in and they've got mud all over their feet. And so you're constantly sweeping and mopping the floor. And it's just, as you said, Squirrel, it's a mess, a freaking mess. Horrible. So, yeah, mud season sucks. Sorry, listening to the chatter downstairs. Oh, okay. Ace, comfrey is not a pain reliever. Okay. Pain relievers would be like, your white willow bark, because it's the white willow bark has got like the aspirin in it. Comfrey is more of a healer, but comfrey heals very fast. Okay. So you want to make sure that if you're using comfrey, that the wound that you're using it on isn't infected in any way, shape, or form, because comfrey will heal it fast enough that it will actually heal the infection inside. And then you have a much bigger problem. So you want to make sure that if you're using comfrey, that the wound, is not infected, that it's not a deep open wound. You never want to use comfrey on a deep open wound. You know, um, they also say that comfrey helps bones heal faster, like if you break a bone. That I don't know. I have not tried it on a broken bone, thank God, knock on wood. Don't need one of those. I've got enough to deal with. Don't need any more. Um, but they do say that like if you take like a comfrey tincture and you rub it over, the broken bone or something like that, that it can soak in and help the bone heal faster. Um, I've also heard that about bone set, but bone set, uh, bone set, I have read a lot of negative stuff on, and so even though bone set grows wild here, I don't harvest it. Maybe in an shit it's a fan situation, maybe my mind would change on that a little bit. I doubt it. But yes. Yep, you are correct, darling. But it's okay to put comfrey on, small scratches and stuff like that to heal them really fast. But you never want to put comfrey on a deep open wound because, it would heal the outside probably before it would heal the inside, and it could cause a lot of infection and stuff like that. So you don't want to use comfrey on a deep open wound. Um, I actually made the comfrey tincture because it was a request from a woman at Chautauqua in the Park in Chillicothe when we did that in September, I believe. She asked if I had any comfrey tincture. I said, no, I do not. And, I told her that, I would make some when I got home. And so I did. And just like the when the going gets tough, a woman asked me if I had something for constipation, that was safe for children. And I said, no, I do not. And so that's why I made the when the going gets tough is for constipation because it was kind of a request. Um, this year I will be doing a natural bug spray and I will be doing my sunscreen again, but I'm gonna have to add a preservative because actually I will show you guys. It only takes a second, you know that. My closet's just right there. Yeah, I just have some kind of here, to kind of keep them out of the way. But I have got to add a preservative. Can you see that black spot? That's mold. And it's hmm, I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see it really good. But yeah, that's mold. And so there's actually three of them. There, yeah, you can see, kind of see them right there. So, I wanted to be all natural and not have to add a preservative. But if it's molding after, 10 months, that's not good. And so, unfortunately, this is lost product. I've got to throw it away. But if I would have added a preservative, but what I will do is I will look and find, kind of a natural preservative. Um, in all honesty, I know a lot of people put polysorbate down, but what I have read on polysorbate is that it is a coconut derivative um brain fart preservative. There you go. That it's a, coconut derivative. And so, I mean, there's other ones out there too. I actually made, a list. I do that. I make lots of lists. I actually have you guys have seen me. These I make lists on these things all the time. Here is the list for Hunter's IQ and all of that. Here is a list of an apothecary seed starter kit that I am wanting to maybe start selling on my Etsy store. Here is a DIY immunity tea kit that I would like to put together. Here's an apothecary starter kit that I'd like to put together. Another DIY tea kit. Um, this one's just okay. Polysorbate alternatives, alcohol, coconut oil, borax, and beeswax can clog pores. Lecithin used with borax and beeswax or by itself. Candida Candelia wax is allergy free. Acacia gum, all of them 300. And then I also have down olive oil PEG 7 esters. I'm not sure what that means. And then PEG 50 shea butter. Um, so yeah. But hi, look, did you get your seeds? Hello, Butler Family Farm. How you guys doing? And you can hear Hunter and Jeff arguing downstairs. Hunter is 6 going on 16. He's getting that argumentative thing going. I know the other two, I know Bop and Patches, they got their seeds. Awesome. Those were, I wish it could have been more. I wish I would have had more of what you wanted. I still do have the lists here. So if I come across some dill seed, or chives or cilantro or fennel or, whatnot, then, I've got your lists and I know what you're needing. So I kept that. Ah, okay, Alfonso. Okay, Hugo. Hello, Toad. See, and that's another thing is nicknames. How many of you have given your kids nicknames? Okay. Cody, his name is Dakota, and I don't know, somewhere along the lines, a couple of times I used to call him Code. Well, somewhere that turned into Toad. And so just every now and then, just for a nickname, I call him Toad. Heather, her nickname is Feather. I don't know why. It just happens. Trenton was T-Man. Hunter, every now and then, I call him Boogie. Um, don't know why. But yeah, I've always given my kids nickname. Caitlin, when she was little, we used to call her KK, which we don't call her KK anymore. She likes to be called Cat now. But oh yeah? Go- What's going on with your post office, babe? I honestly I don't know, Dakota. You may have. Aw, Tine or would that or Teen? Christine. So, oh, sorry. My arthritis is kind of acting up right in through here on these last two knuckles. So I'm putting some of my muscle balm on it. We do too, hun. Teen. Yeah. Um, yeah. Our post office, I swear to God, it's probably not even a 500 square foot building. It's honestly, the post office was probably the entire post office is probably the size of this room. No joke. That is how small it is. It is insane how small the Jacksonville post office is. But yeah, I keep my sample of my muscle. Uh, would have to ask. I put all sorts of crap in it. Let me bring up my about sheet real quick. I just, I literally put a lot of stuff in it just because I want it to work. everything. Wait, ranch products, salves and bombs. Where's my about pages? That's the heat rash cream. Um, okay. I don't even know where to start. Well, start with the normal. You do your beeswax and your coconut oil, but I also add oil of Gilead and then menthol, peppermint essential oil, clove bud essential oil, eucalyptus essential oil, cinnamon essential oil, wintergreen essential oil, camphor essential oil, cajuput essential oil, vitamin E, and then black pepper essential oil. And so, I mean, I literally put a lot of stuff in it because I want it to work. I want it to get deep down in there and work. And the balm of Gilead, or the oil of Gilead, sorry, the oil of Gilead I make out of the cottonwood buds off of our tree. And um the yeah, Dakota, that's fine. Um the cottonwood buds that fall from our tree, I, grab them and I, infuse them in an oil. They've got a numbing property, kind of analgesic. And so, yeah, that's why did I say eucalyptus? I don't even have a clue as to what we had having for suppers.
Good, it's good.
Oh, well, thank you. Yep, I did say eucalyptus. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it really is with the beans. The beans are like barbecue, Swedish, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dad's good with stuff like that. And so, yeah, um, awesome. But I'm gonna move that spoon, otherwise I'm gonna knock it off, and then beans are gonna fly everywhere. And so, yeah, that's what it what all is in mine is all of that. And it's just I keep several things sitting here. Like I keep my sample of Muscle Balm, which I've used it so much that there is literally not much left. Every time I have a backache or my arthritis kicks in or something, I'm reaching for this little tin. And so by the time my next show goes around, I ain't gonna have a sample. And then I keep my headache aromatherapy inhalers. I keep it sitting here because I do get headaches and migraines a lot, especially having to sit here in front of the screen and do all sorts of, paperwork and everything. Huga says bring her a plate too. And then my caramel apple chapstick. I always keep it. It's sweet because of the honey.
Everyone is blessed, as my mother is.
See, Huga says, "Hey Cody, bring me a plate
Oh,
too."
gotcha. Sorry, can't. The word is, I don't know. you just got to be special. That's it. You got to be special in this household. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say about that.
Huga is special.
I know who the special. I couldn't think of the word.
She's a good friend.
It's got to have to sound like me, but I could. There's a word for it. Qualified. That's not the word. I'm gonna shut up now before I embarrass myself anymore. Love you guys. Bye.
Oh my gosh. You guys see what I put up with. I mean, that kid, he is definitely something else, I tell you. But so yeah, I'm gonna take a quick bite of these things, see if it tastes like because he said they taste barbecuey and sweet. A little bit, yeah. Not bad. No, we think you're pretty special too, Coco. Okay. So, um, the other thing we need to be doing is, I mean, there's just so much, we got to be getting our garden thought out. What are we going to plant? Where are we going to plant it? You know, um, I put all of my old seeds in the dump garden last year, so I really don't have any old seeds to do a dump garden with. And so, aw, Ace, you're awesome. Thanks, baby. And so, yeah, that's got to get the seeds started. Um, there's a lot of seeds that I have to get stratified, so I need to get that started because it can take like, 8 to 12 weeks ish for stratification. So I need to start those like yesterday. So yeah, so let's see. About sheet for the lungwort, taxes, gardens, what else? I know. You guys are all on the same boat I am. It's tax season, you trying to plan your gardens. It's insane. It really is. It's like this is supposed to be winter. This is supposed to be our downtime, where we, only have to go outside and do chores and can kind of relax inside. No, it ain't like that. When you have a homestead or do gardens, you don't get that luxury. Yeah, Dakota got me some. I love you. And so, yeah, um, I know, baby. I know. Well, Peter, we love you too. You're pretty awesome, and I love how fast you grew. That was absolutely amazing. Oh, Rick, I used to have my seeds organized by year. A nice little tote. I made these cardboard things that fit down in the tote and had the year. So I could, all I had to do was take the lid off and I could just see the year. That way I would know how old the seeds are. I think that went out the window when I done the dump garden. I think afterwards everything just kind of got thrown back in there. So I don't even think my seeds are organized now, which sucks. But I mean, I still have seeds on paper plates in my China hutch that I've got to get bagged up, you know, for us to replant this year. I I I don't know if they're still good or not. I mean, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. But and then the neighbor brought some muscadine grape seeds up from somewhere that he's wanting me to get germinated. And so I've got to get those started. And I don't even know where I've got like 3 or 4 peach tree seeds. Don't know where I got them. So I'm gonna get those started and see what happens. But I've got a lot of, oh man, this one too. I've got a lot of stratification that I've got to get started. And um I put stuff up on the wall where we had our seed starting stuff last year. So I honestly don't know where we're gonna put our seeds. I'm actually trying to get rid of Peter. Um, I'm trying to get my niece to take him because she absolutely loves him. Because if I can get rid of Peter, then I can put the seed starting stuff right there because it'll be right next to an outlet and everything. I mean, there's gonna be some decorations behind it. So I did put decorations up in my dining room. Thank goodness. That's finally done. Love you too, baby. You have a good night, darling. Mwah. Yeah, yeah, that's why I was really surprised last year that corn seed, Rick. This was Indian corn, little bitty miniature Indian corn that my mom had given me years ago as a bunch that was a decoration. God only knows how long she had had it, but I had had it for like 17 years, 15 years, 15 years. And, she probably had it 3 to 5 years hung up somewheres before that, and so this seed was at least 17, 18 years old. And I was like, there's no way it's going to grow, but I can't throw it away. And so I threw it all in the dump garden along the fence and it came up. It came up. I had cute, adorable little bitty Indian ears of corn. I took the seed off. I dried it and I took the seed off. So now I've got fresh seed. But yeah, I mean, who would have thought seed that old, not kept in minimal conditions, I mean, hung up on a wall, decoration, fall decorations, who would have thought that seed would have grown? But it did. And it was just absolutely thrilling. But anyway, I have got a plate of food sitting here. I'm hungry. So um, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here for tonight. And hopefully, if everything goes well, I will see you guys next Sunday, and hopefully I'll have some results or something from the liver thing. I mean, who knows? CBD and yeah, I use wax for small therapy. Have pain med as needed, but I can't stand taking. I know, Ace, I know. But yep, everybody have a good night. I'm gonna be munching down on some food. Pigs in a blanket. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I love you guys. You guys have a good night. Okay? Yeah. Stay curious. Stay kind. Stay subscribed. Night, guys. Night, Peter. Night, Rick. Night, Rebecca. Night, Alfonso. Love you guys. Night, Ace. You're welcome, darling. Good night.